Cassian, please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Niger Watch. Good evening, everybody. I observe all protocols. Those on the chat, those listening wherever you may be, greetings. Let me first of all, my heart goes out to the family of this victim of police brutality. I was thinking that we've left police brutalization behind as part of our evolution in political development or nation building. During the military era, it was quite a commonplace to see police brutalizing civilians because the military does their own openly with reckless abandon. You can be whipped anyhow, flogged severely for no just for one minor misdemeanor, which ordinarily shouldn't attract it. It shouldn't even command the attention of any military man, but they just want to deal with you. Then people can, instead of inviting police for civil case, you go and bring the army. Army will just start beating somebody off, cordon off an area and start to flog people, or stop one bus in Lagos just because they found out that one damful or so molested or insulted an army officer. Maybe in the morning, and they came in the afternoon. They order any bus. They start, I don't want to remember those days when we used to see them in Lagos. And police will be doing their own. So we are back to it now. It's a shame. My heart goes out to the family of that victim, both extended and near family. Now, where do we go from here? I recommend one, the police officer who pulled the trigger on an innocent civilian. You pull the trigger only when your life is at stake, in which case the other person is also having something. Because if you fail to fire, it will fire you. But this is somebody empty-handed. It's not holding anything. Who they call bloody civilian, and you pull the trigger. That police officer should be arrested if they haven't done that. Summarily, instantly dismissed. I didn't say sack. Dismissed. Let me use the word dismissed from the police. Whether he has served for 1 million years without entitlement, not even shishi entitlement, dismissed for wasting a life because he can never replace, can never create life. And after that, prosecuted. Nothing less than life imprisonment should placate me. That will be a landmark decision, a landmark punishment, so that any police officer, you don't need to shoot somebody who is not armed because your life is not at stake. Moreover, when the person is not having any cudgel, nothing, and you pull because of what? Is that what you are paid for? Dismiss him from the armed forces, from the police force, immediately, and then prosecute him. Obviously, there will be no evidence that will set him free. Therefore, life imprisonment, let him go there. The only thing he will be entitled to is free meal until he dies, and probably free medical treatment, because he still have to respect his fundamental human right, they say. Otherwise, he should be executed. If you buy you, this nonsense must stop. It's painful. Imagine even if you want to shoot a rabbit, the rabbit will still run. You pursue the rabbit now. If you want to shoot,
Cassian,
if it's snake, yes, please.
Cassian, let me play this video so that you add it to this your submission, because it looks like some brilliant Nigerians don't discover. Say the person they handcuff is different from that is a old, because I don't know. Watch this video first.
Need VAR for this one. Like, we need to watch this closely. So from the videos and the picture of this young man that got shot, you can see the officer that shot him. Let's zoom into his picture. I don't see any beards there. I don't see no beards. Now, let us put the picture where the police PRO, Bright Edafe, posted him. Let's zoom it. So I'm seeing beards. I don't understand. Did he grow a beard in some hours? Or are you trying to tell me that it's the same person, but he has been arrested before with police uniform? That
Exactly.
means this guy, is very possible that this guy have committed a lot of things before, and the police force still kept him. Let's look at it. There's no beard here, but there's beard here. So that means this is an old picture, and he's on handcuffs. So can the police force tell us why this guy is on handcuffs? Please, we need to know.
That's the picture there, the one they showed to
Okay.
us, and this is the original one that is circulating. So I don't know what is the truth,
And
but my Augustine continue.
anyway, in view of the commentary I listened to, let me also add a caveat before they start the dismissal and prosecution to make sure that he's really a police officer. That is, I'm not, but let them first of all establish the person, because somebody can be on police uniform, he stole it or decided to pretend that use it to intimidate people and what. Establish that the guy is a police officer, then whatever I said then follows. You see, this is what we are saying. When we say, when people criticize Nigeria, how can you? The fact that somebody, is it not in war? That's why they have POW, prisoners of war. Somebody who you are exchanging fire with, all of a sudden you surround them and say so they surrender and hands off like this. You don't need to shoot again. You just arrest them as prisoners of war and take them. That is when we now have diplomacy. Government to government, we say, we capture some of you in war, in battle. You capture some of our own. Let us exchange prisoners of war. Because as at that time they've surrendered, they are armless. You've overpowered them. Even if as a child of 10 years, you show GUN to your father, you've overpowered him. He will say, my son, what is it? He said, I want you to know, if not, I pull this. You've overpowered your dad because you have the instrument with which to end life. So as at that point, you don't need to, because you've achieved your aim of subduing the person. As a police officer, you've subdued the person. All you need to do is that maybe you said, don't move. As you can call for, use your walkie-talkie, call for reinforcement. When they are coming, because the chap is subdued, they will now come and somebody else will now put the handcuff or whatever. Then you lead the person away. And even if you are leading him away, if he requires water, you give him water to drink. I mean, look, the punishment I recommend, I wish they will do it. I don't care. Because the essence, having lived in England, they always tell you that why they do inquiry, whatever happens, they spend a lot of money on doing the commission of British people are like the British system. They always, anything happen, they say the commission of inquiry. They will tell you it's not necessarily to know which ass to kick or who to punish. Let me put it the way it should be, or who is guilty. But they want to establish a procedure such that know the root cause and prevent it in future. That they are not interested in gathering people every time this thing happens, you put people into jail. No, no, no. They want to know how do they prevent it. Maybe their law, because if the thing is occurring all the time, they feel that there is a loophole people are exploiting. Every law is an ass. So they know how to tighten their law and then use something like pace. There's a way because they want to stop it so that people will learn their lesson in future. That's why they do inquiry. And when they do this type of thing, whatever happens and there's inquiry on it and they start to implement it, you find out that the frequency or the proportion, the sort of the weight, the frequency of it occurring will reduce. So that is what I'm saying on this police brutality. Again, my heart goes out to the family of the person who was just unjustly, unalived. It's so bad. That is the barbarism they are talking about in Nigeria when people say Nigeria is a zoo. Because even in the zoo, animals are in cages. The lion cannot leave the cage and jump into the cage of the monkey. No. When it is time, they give them food. So, despite the fact that there is a jungle, sort of, but there's a law and order. But in Nigeria, it is not. Let me stop here. Let me stop so far. Then let me go to the other point I want to make, which is, hey, I saw Nigeria. Eh? Wait. Ha! You go give me back the time where you take from me now. So this, so Niger Watch, let me quickly say this. I think say you go, yes, you go give me now. Kwankwasiya movement. I saw one video clip. Kwankwasiya movement went to obedient headquarters. They are having a dialogue that they want to produce Obi and Kwankwaso, but they don't know the party. So I don't know whether you've seen it. Obi and these people are wearing red. I saw Aisha and Aisha Yusuf and Tanko, the other Tanko, the head. So they were having a dialogue. So it's no longer a meeting between Obi and Kwankwaso now. It's now their followers are now meeting, which is something more surely concretized. Niger Watch, please. I want to raise a question regarding this, whether Obi won 2003 and 2000 and this. I want to provoke a thought. Tinubu, the greatest beneficiary, said, I bought this seat. Tinubu never used his mouth to say, I won an election. So nobody can be more Catholic than the Pope to come and be the spokesman. Tinubu said, I bought this seat. That's one. Now, secondly, I think Jonathan has made the point, so I wouldn't belittle it again. How can you be asking? INEC is the body charged to conduct election and keep records. They were giving more than 400 billion naira plus EU money. Yet INEC, wait please, as at the day Obi was challenging the election in court, INEC, whose duty it is to have data as the primary source of data, INEC has no data. So how can Obi go and manufacture his own and bring to court? When INEC, who's supposed to say this is my own, Obi, bring your own? INEC has got nothing. One year after the election, there is no data. Let me stop here. So people should answer questions and tire. Thank you.
Thank you, Augustine. Thanks for your submission. I like us to move on. Thank you.